Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. About me, I am Sandeep Bhushan Thummala and my credentials are I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services. I teach international relations and internal security as well as the in-depth analysis of trending editorials and articles. And this session will certainly help you to crack prelims and mains because I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases across along the entire explanations, so thereby the keywords and the key phrases will certainly help to identify the factual and analytical questions for the prelims point of view. So definitely by emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases, we will identify the factual and analytical questions will be very useful for the prelims point of view throughout my discussions or the sessions. And also in regards to imbibing the keywords and the key phrases, that is in regards to your answer writing, so definitely you will have an edge over others in regards to mains, that is in answer writing, because your answer writing will be, or your answers will certainly be precise and concise once you get into the mode of imbibing the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing, that is for the mains examination. So once your answers are precise and concise, so definitely there is a possibility that you would score high marks in the mains examination. So therefore my session will help you to crack prelims and mains both for 2020 as well as 2021. And before we get into the topic, there is a notification that is in regards to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English, which is India's largest learning platform. Once you get subscribed to it, you will have live and recorded courses from the India's educators, Unacademy educators, and the other privileges what you get once you subscribe are the daily live classes and live tests and structured courses, along with that unlimited live on recorded courses. And these are the educators which you can see it on your screen are from the Unacademy, and the courses which are offered are the economy, environment and current affairs, and along with that which you can see it on your screen. And also you have the essay writing, internal security and social issues in your on your screen. And in regards to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English subscription, you have 12 months subscription wherein the original price is 44,000, and you can subscribe using my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala 10. And once you subscribe, you can avail 10% discount on the original price, and the discounted price would be 39,600. So along with 12 months you have the 24-month subscription, that is in regards to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. The original price is 64,000, and use my code while you are subscribing, that is SBT10, Sandeep Bhushan Thummala 10, so that you can avail 10% discount on the original price of 24 months, which is 64,000. But once you use my code SBT10, you will have the discounted price, that is only 57,600. So do take into consideration of using my code SBT10 to avail 10% discount on the original 44,000 of 12 months, but you will get it only for 39,600. And in regards to the 24 months, you can also use my code SBT10 to avail 10% on the original price 64,000, and the discounted price would be 57,600. And this session is in regards to the in-depth analysis of the trending editorials and articles. And here once again I would be re-emphasizing and reinstating my tagline, that is the emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases. And definitely by emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases, we will definitely get into the mode of identifying the questions both for prelims as well as mains examinations. So before I get into the topic, I would say very good morning to everyone who is in live and also in the live chat and also in the live chat. So Venkatesh, Jyoti, Chetan, Madhu, very good morning to you. And Madhu says, sir, in each slide, will you please tell us which points we can note? Yes, Chetan. That is what I'm saying. See, whenever I'm emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases, so make sure that you are noting it. Are you getting the point, Chetan? Whenever I'm emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases, make sure that you are noting it. And I will definitely also, I'll make a point that I will make sure that I would also emphasize on which points to be noted. Yes. And today's topic is in regards to the article which talks about the gross abuse of the Manipur mandate. So definitely there is a sense that what is happening in the entire country, it could be in regards to the assembly, various state assemblies, the way the mandate is being actually being given by the people in the general elections. And what we are seeing that after the elections, for few reasons, they are again, I mean, the MLAs are definitely shifting their ship and then making sure that they are trying to get into the mode of being part of the government, being part of the government. So these are the things which are going on, and this is the one which is has to be stopped, which has to be stopped. And definitely we look at what is that which is going on in regards to the government formation, what are the various methods which are being used to get the numbers, horse trading and all that we will look at. And then how this partisan politics is going on, and how the jumping, I mean, the people, the lawmakers, legislators are shifting their stand from one political party on which they have won the elections when the people have given their mandate, but later on shifting to another political party because of few reasons. That is, it could be because of the they would be getting the post, cabinet post, or various others posts. So definitely we will look at all those, and also we will focus on the speaker, the power, the role and power of the speaker, the role and power of the speaker, and then also in regards to the anti-defection or defection, and then which schedule it is related to, fine, and what amendments it, when it has actually come into existence, and when the amendment has taken place, and which schedule it pertains to, and then the speaker versus again the high court, or speaker versus again the supreme court. So definitely the courts interfering in the courts interfering in the discretionary power of the speaker. So we will look at all this. So definitely it is not just what you said, we would be focusing in regards to what is the shifting happening, the legislator shifting from one political party to another political party, but also we will focus on the which is very very important for the prelims as well as mains examination, the role of the speaker, the power of the speaker, and also the defection, anti-defection, disqualifying, and then which schedule, and then the high court and the supreme court again getting into the matter and then trying to resolve the issue which is happening in the assembly, that is the assembly, state assemblies itself, that is it is interfering into the discretionary powers of the speaker. So we will look at what grounds, in what grounds it is interfering. The supreme court or the high court is giving a judgment or an order to the speakers to take action in the state assembly. So we will look at all those. So the topic which says that the gross abuse of the Manipur mandate. So we have seen that at the time of COVID-19 pandemic situation, we have seen the health crisis, economic crisis, and also the labor crisis. Fine, humanitarian crisis is not still. Hope it will not happen, but we have definitely experienced the health crisis, economic crisis, and the labor crisis. And what is the crisis which are also experiencing parallel to the COVID-19 pandemic is the crisis of democracy. The crisis of democracy, and this is a keyword. This is a keyword. Please do take it into consideration or making into the short notes. Short notes. That is the crisis of democracy which is unfolding in the Manipur. So definitely this is a situation which will reflect, it will reflect the entire Indian democracy itself. It will reflect the Indian democracy in general, because the way the states go ahead with the elections, that is the general elections, and the people trying to go ahead with giving their mandate to one political party or political person, and then later on these lawmakers or the legislatures are going ahead with twisting their courts, that is in regards to the elected representative, they are twisting their stand, and they're making sure that they are getting into the mode of a unique and grotesque in the sense unnatural and unpleasant power game. And this is very very important, grotesque power game. Please do take it into consideration, this grotesque power game. So this is what is happening in the many of the state assemblies. In many of the state assemblies, the kind of situation which is going ahead is that the general elections which are being taken up and the mandate given by the people, but the other one which we look at Yeah, Madhya Pradesh and Karnataka. Absolutely, absolutely. We will also look at which states have been into this situation. So definitely, this kind of what you say, the people, I mean, the legislature is trying to shift their stand is a unique and grotesque power game. It is a unique and grotesque power game. Grotesque in the sense it is an unnatural, unpleasant power game, which is the new one, which is actually being exhibited of late. And so endemic had defection become. So now the defection is now the endemic is what? Defection. The endemic or pandemic is not the COVID-19. The endemic is the defection. That a law. So this defection is mentioned in where? It is in the 10th schedule. It is in the 10th schedule. And this has been introduced when? In 1985 by the 52nd Amendment Act. These are all very very important for prelims point of view. So when we are talking about the legislator shifting from one political to another political party due to their political gains or personal political career or political employment itself, so this situation has become an unique and grotesque power game wherein this entire in this new situation, that is COVID-19 pandemic situation, what is the endemic now is the defection is has become the endemic. Defection has become the endemic. And when we are talking about the defection, yes, the law, the defection, the 10th schedule, it has been in the 10th schedule, and then it was introduced in the year 1985 by the 52nd Amendment Act or Constitutional Amendment Act. Why? Because the loopholes, again, when it was introduced by the 52nd Amendment Act, what was then is what, not the one which is now the two-third majority. Then it was one-third, and now they were also using the loopholes to get into the mode of shifting the party or changing the party, or that is defection of the party from the party, or merging of the party. So definitely they were getting into the mode of all these loopholes as they do understand, and then they were trying to exploit the loopholes which were actually taken up, and then these loopholes were tightened in the year 2003. So first time it was in the year 1985, and the second time it was in the year 2003. It was again later on amended in regards to the anti-defection law, that is the 10th schedule, and it was increased to two-third members. And then if it is defection or merger, it should be two-third members. So definitely what they are going ahead now is that they are trying to shift the entire political party itself, or that they are merging the political party into the one which is existing now. So even the one which has come up in the year 2003 with the 91st Amendment Act, is not a hurdle even now. Now the what is the political parties are very easily merging the political party, one X political party into Y political party. That is a gross almost two-third of it. When it is merged, then it doesn't fall under anti-defection. It doesn't fall under defection. So definitely till then the speaker is what you say sitting, or he is not disqualifying the lawmakers or the legislators, and it is as per the discretionary powers of the speakers which is going at. But this has become a wrong concept itself, or a wrong notion in the entire assembly, state assemblies itself, and that is really causing a concern that it is reflecting the entire state of India's democracy in general, and that is the one which has to be stopped. And definitely at this juncture, is it a need? Is there a need to go ahead with reforms in the role and power of the speakers, in the role and powers of the speaker? Are you getting the point? So here I have raised what is a couple of points here. That is, one is in regards to the, even though the 91st Amendment Act has come, but still the merger of the parties are taking place. Defection, forget about defection, the entire party is being merged. Two-third, if it is merged, then it doesn't come under defection. So definitely anti-defection, which has come up in 1985 or introduced in 1985 by the 10th schedule by the 52nd Amendment of the Constitution. Later on, it was amended in the year 2003 with the 91st Amendment, Constitutional Amendment, and there the merger has increased to 2/3, but still even that is not, what do you say, being stopped. And that is the reason why, because the speaker is not disqualifying, the legislators or the MLAs or the lawmakers when they are shifting their stand from one political party to another political party. And if that is not been done by the speaker, so definitely the High Court is now coming into action, Supreme Court has come into action, and there with now the need arises is that whether we need to go ahead with reforms in the powers of the speaker, reforms in the powers of the speaker itself. And this is what is very important throughout our discussion, and for your prelims and also for the mains examinations, that whether there is a need for the reforms in the discretionary powers of the speaker, and and how far the intervention of the High Court and the Supreme Court in the discretionary powers of the speaker is appropriate, is also another question. So I have come up with the two questions now. One is in regards to the discretionary powers of the speaker, whether there has to be a reforms being made, and the other one is in regards to the role or intervention of the High Courts or the Supreme Court in the discretionary powers of the speaker. So these are the two which are very, very important, and the entire discussion will be based on this. I mean, the other we will be discussing at a periphery level in regards to what is happening now in the Manipur Assembly. But the entire, what you said, discussion, the root cause will be the High Court, Supreme Court, and the discretionary powers of the Speaker, and also Anti-Defection Law 1985, 2003, 52nd Amendment Act, 91st Amendment Act. So these are the one which will be focusing, and you should also focus in regards to that. And the country's leaders have to be restrained. That's itself a disgrace. So definitely it is disgrace that in the recent times we have seen that lot of dodging in the sense fudging or evasion of the law is taking place. That means as we are talking about that merger is taking place, and this merger, when it is taking place, it is going at with a kind of sense wherein it is an orchestrated one, whether it is an definitely an orchestrated one, that is orchestrated merger which is taking place, and this is a, what is a question, longer question, which is dodging, that is fudging or evasion of the law. Is that an evasion of the law which is taking place, but of overturning the very idea of the rule of law? Definitely the rule of the law is being fudged or evased by those in power, and definitely the way the rule of law is being actually overturned, the rule of law is overturned, and it is overturned by, definitely by the one, those in power, and that is what is very, very important. Those in power is, it could be the one who is the discretionary power of speaker. So definitely the speaker will be from the ruling party. So definitely the discretionary power, those in power, that is the one who is in power, is overturning the very idea of the rule of law. And the keyword here is rule of law. Please do take it into consideration. This definitely there is a, what is a question of fudging the law, but of overturning the very idea of rule of law, those in power. And that we could see it very, very, very evident in the Manipur case. And Satya joined. Satya, very good morning to you. And Jyoti Kumari says reforms could be done by legislature. Does the legislature have any will to do so? Yes. So when we are talking about this is the, what is the discretionary powers of the speaker, has to be again taking into consideration that there have to be an amendment to the anti-defection law also, and the speaker of the discretionary powers of the speaker, both the legislator or in the, what is a parliament, the decision or the act, the bill and the act has to be passed in the parliament itself, and that will be applicable to the legislators, that is the assembly. And now we will get into the depth understanding about what has happened in the Manipur since 2017. So in the March 2017 there were assembly elections in Manipur, and in Manipur we have seen in 2017 when the election has taken place, the result was a hung assembly with the INC. Though assembly, I mean the assembly was a hung because the entire assembly. Manipur assembly is of the total strength is 60 members, and in that the INC has won 28 seat, and the BJP has won the 20, sorry, INC has won 28 seat and the BJP has won 21 seats. So definitely it was an hung assembly in the elections which were conducted in the month of March 2017. So definitely nobody had got the what do you say, complete majority, but the single largest party was the Indian National Congress with 28 seats. Please do understand, nobody has got the magic figure to form the government in March 2017 in Manipur Assembly, but the single largest party was the INC. Why he is saying 59 is because one person was disqualified recently when the Supreme Court has asked the speaker to disqualify the minister who has been actually defected from one political party to another political party. And if you look at this, when the single largest party was the INC with 28 seats or 28 members, 28 seats, and the next was the BJP with 21. So definitely it is generally conventionally what happens is the governor will definitely call the single largest party and then ask whether they can prove the majority or they can form the government. So what has happened is the governor, the state government of Manipur, that is Najma Heptulla has decided to go ahead with a stable post-poll alliance. So what is important is you have a pre-poll alliance and you have a post poll alliance. Please do understand, these are very important for polity point of view. Post poll alliance and pre poll alliance. So definitely you have an alliance before the election itself, that is pre poll alliance. You have an alliance post, but that is immediately after the result are done, then the political parties XYZ will definitely form an alliance, and then post poll alliance they will form the alliance, and then they will come to terms and conditions, and then they will go ahead with the forming the government. So there what has happened is the single largest party was INC with 28 members and the BJP has got 21, the INC with 28. So here in this case what has happened is Najma Heptulla has decided to go for a more stable post-poll alliance. Please do understand, this is stable post-poll alliance. And when we look at this post-poll alliance, so definitely BJP led government has formed the BJP led government has formed the government in Manipur, and then for that, for the post-poll alliance, the BJP has at least to get 10 non-BJP MLAs, then 10 non-BJP MLAs rather than the Congress which needed just 3. So 28 plus 3, 31 would be the magic figure to form the government. So 21 plus 10 is 31 to form the government. So definitely it was very less for the INC to get the majority to form the government, to cross the magic figure. But the government, the governor, that is Najma Heptulla, has gone ahead with the post-poll alliance, because that is immediately who go and approach the government saying that we are the political parties who have formed the post-poll alliance. That is immediately after the result, they should approach the governor and then go ahead with giving the count that they are ready to form the government with the post poll alliance. And then it was BJP with another BJP and non BJP political parties have come together, and then they have formed the government in Manipur post 2017 assembly elections, even though it was an hung verdict in the assembly, Manipur assembly. And David Rajasa joined. David, a very good morning to you. Very good morning. Today we are discussing about the article, that is the gross abuse of Manipur mandate. David, this is for you. We are discussing about, or my explanation will be in regards to the gross abuse of Manipur mandate. So we have looked at what is happening, what has happened, or else in regards to, we have focused in regards to the 10th schedule, that is the anti-defection 10th schedule, which has been come up in 1985, and then which was with the 52nd Amendment Constitution Act. Again, there was an amendment in the year 2003 with the 91st Amendment Act to the 10th schedule, or the anti-defection law, anti-defection law. So we have seen that how the BJP government has formed, the BJP led government has formed, or BJP post-poll alliance government has formed the government post 2017 elections. And now we will look at the BJP did manage to form an alliance, definitely by exceeding the majority mark. So it has come up with the figure, come up with the number, it has come up with the post-poll alliance, and it has formed the government from 2017. It is, what do you say, it is just smooth sailing is happening, and then the government is definitely going ahead and it is running the show. For that, there is nothing in it. That, and then the sealing on the Manipur cabinet. So definitely there is a seal in the cabinet. You have the seal in the sense the number cap. You have the seal or the cap of the cabinet in every state and also in the parliament. But in regards to the Manipur, you have as per the 10th schedule, and this is as per the 10th schedule, and this is very important for the prelims point of view, according to which of the schedule the sealing of the Manipur cabinet is done to restricting it to 12, including the chief minister. That is the 10th schedule. That is the 10th schedule. So 11 plus 1. Why 11 plus 1? This is one is the chief minister. So total is 12. 12 of them have to be the cabinet. That is what is the sealing in the Manipur assembly as per the 10th schedule. And the remaining 11, I mean of the remaining 11, so definitely one will be the chief minister, is definitely from the BJP, and the remaining level has to be distributed to the allies which the BJP post-poll alliance or alliance has formed to form the government or a stable government. That is, alliance is, it has gone to 4 to the NPP party, 4 to NPP party, and 1 to Naga People's Front, and 1 to Naga People's Front, and the other one is in regards to the Lok Janashakti party. So definitely this, out of this, definitely there was the allocation which has taken place, and in this allocation and the only 3 cabinet berths for the BJP. So definitely BJP has got the 3 cabinet berths along with the chief minister. So this way they did try to manage to form the post-poll alliance stable government. Post-poll alliance stable government in Manipur. So till here there is no problem at all, because the government is running. There is no problem at all. The problem started after 3.5 years. After 3.5 years, the problem has started. So nearly 3.5 years down the line, after the initial euphoria, that means everything was very good initially from 2017 till almost 20 itself. Everything is fine, and then the the post-poll alliance government was very fine and it was going on very well. But all of a sudden the ruling formation has died down. All of a sudden the ruling formation, that is a post-poll alliance stable government, has died down. Why? Because many BJP MLAs are now obviously concerned. Why? Because again, in another 1.5 year, they would go for another general election. The state will go for, or the assembly, Manipur assembly or the state will go ahead with a general elections, and now the MLAs who have been shifted their stand from one political party to another political party, or else they have got into that, what you said, defection. So all these people now, they are worried about that they will have very less prospect of winning the elections in the next forthcoming, or in the re-elections, if they are disqualified. Because the High Court and the Supreme Court and the High Court are definitely, what you say, getting into the matters of the discretionary powers of the speaker. So in this situation, what is going on is that these BJP MLAs, please do understand, these BJP MLAs are now obviously concerned with the reduced prospect of re-election from their constituency if they went for polls as a mere camp follower. So definitely now they are worried about their future political employment. That they may lose the contest. That means once they go with the elections, they may lose the election. That is the worry what has actually started. And then what was initially the euphoria or the everything which went on very well was now, or is now, the initial euphoria is slowly fading away, or it is dying down, and that is what is very important. And because of this, the internal friction has started. Within the ruling party, and that we have seen in the last few months. The internal friction has started, and the tipping point has reached on June 17th. And the tipping point of the internal friction which has been taking place within the political party, within the ruling political party, that is the BJP, has come up with the apex, the total tipping point has reached on June 17, when 3 of their MLAs, that is 3 BJP MLAs, have decided to quit the party and quit the party and also the assembly membership. Quit the party and also assembly membership, and then after quitting they wanted to what you say join or they aligned with the Congress, and this is where the actual issue has started. And before I further get into the topic, Naresh has joined. Very good morning to you, Naresh. And Satya says, why did the governor give the first chance to BJP to form a stable government, even if they had less number than INC? So what is here important is one thing, Satya. One thing is very clear that the governor has to call for the single largest party, the party which has the single largest number, I mean single largest the numbers whichever the party has single largest number, the party, so that political party has to be offered to prove the majority. That is the confidence motion, that they can run the show, that is they can form the government. Run the show in the sense they can form the government. So first and foremost is the single largest political party which has the number has to form. But immediately after the elections, if there is a post poll alliance, please do understand, if it is a post poll alliance, and this post poll alliance, that is X plus Y plus Z political parties have come together, and then they have what you say have the entire numbers with the signature, and that letter, that is the signature letters to, that is the letter to form the government. If X, Y, Z and political parties, that is after the elections post poll alliance, and this X, Y, Z or A, B, C, Z, any number of political parties form the post poll alliance, and then they have the signature of the entire legislators, that they say we all come together, form the government, and we what do you say go ahead with making that X person as the chief minister. So if they can provide this, if they can provide the letter to the governor, so definitely governor will look at the post poll alliance also. So prior to that, before post poll alliance, if there is a pre poll alliance, please to understand there is two concept here. If I mean after the elections you have the post poll alliance, but if there is a pre poll alliance itself before the elections itself, if there is A plus B plus C political parties have an alliance, and then they have won the what do you say they have contested, and then A has got, for example in Manipur, out of 60, if A has got 22 and then B has got 10 and then C has got somewhere around 5, so definitely 32 plus 5 37. So this pre-poll alliance parties will get the first chance, that the governor will call or should call the pre-poll alliance. First is pre-poll alliance, then the post-poll alliance. But if there is no pre-poll alliance, then the governor will call for the stable post-poll alliance. Satya, you got the point? This is very important. What you asked is very good. What you asked is very good, and this is very important for the understanding of how the pre-poll alliance, and then you have an alliance, that is pre-poll alliance and then post-poll alliance. Pre-poll alliance is actually what do you say, when pre-poll alliance is there, then the governor after the election, that is a result, the governor has to call the pre-poll alliance political parties to form the government if they are willing to form. Otherwise the second largest political party, and the first one is the single largest party, or else the post poll alliance. Okay. And others also, I mean if not Satya, if I think even others have been also benefited by this explanation, pre-poll alliance and post poll alliance. And the crisis now has the potential of spiraling out of control, and now what I have said is, that is June 17 the entire issue has started. Okay, thank you Satya. And this this I will give example in regards to the Karnataka, what we have seen, the INC plus Janata Dal secular. Okay, no doubt now there the government is not INC plus Janata Dal secular now, but prior to that, before that, when they formed the government, it was what do you say immediately first post poll alliance and then pre poll alliance. So this is an example. Earlier Karnataka. And now what the situation is, that the three BJP MLAs wanted to quit the political party and also the assembly membership and align with the Congress, is the potential of spiraling out of control. So definitely this situation for the BJP is out of control situation. But given the fact that the adjudication in the sense, the decision or the judgment which lies in the function of the law. That is what I was talking about in earlier. Rule of law. Rule of law. If you are not going as per the rule of law, then that is the cause of concern. That is what is happening when it is not as per the rule of law. That is, in regards to this, they are going ahead with the entire two-third. That is the merging of the political party itself, merging of the political party into another political party, which is not really accepted, not really accepted. But given the fact that the adjudication, that is the function, that is the judgment of the function of the law, has been totally smothered in the sense overpowered, and instead its provisions are now what? Its provisions, that is the provision of rule of law, provisions of law are now being used with impunity. Impunity is in the sense freedom, liberty to promote partisan politics. Nothing can be set for certain. So what is important is, you can also take this, what you say, key phrase, that is the adjudication function of the law. From here you can take the adjudication function of the law has been totally smothered, that is overpowered, and instead its provisions are now being used with impunity, that is freedom or liberty to promote partisan politics. This one you can take, and this you can take this, and then you can say comment. Everyone who is interested can take this question also for mains. The adjudication function of the law, has been totally smothered, that is overpowered. Whichever I am putting brackets is, I am giving you the meaning for it. Bracket, all the one which are in the brackets will be the meaning. It is not part of the article or the editorial. Smothered, and instead its provision, that is the provision of the laws, are now being used with impunity, that is freedom or liberty to promote partisan politics. Please do understand this keyword, very important. That is why I am saying you please make a note of this from here. And then I said comment. It's a question, comment. And Jyoti says, can a party break pre-post alliance for postpone? No. Pre-poll alliance, no. Governor will not accept it. That is the constitution will not accept, or the as per the governor's discretionary powers or the rules, it is not accepted. Pre-poll alliance, post-poll alliance, they cannot. That is why many of the political parties, until unless they are sure, they will not go ahead with the pre-poll alliance, and there should be very good, chemistry between the political parties. Only then they will go for the pre-poll alliance. Jyoti, there should be a very good chemistry between the political parties. Only then they will go ahead with the pre-poll alliance. But in case of Maharashtra, that is anti-defection. It is not a pre-poll alliance. It is a defection. The MLS have 22 MLS, if I am not wrong, in regards to the Maharashtra. Okay, Maharashtra you are talking about. I thought Madhya Pradesh. Okay, Madhu is talking about Maharashtra. Maharashtra is a post-poll alliance. It is a post-poll alliance. Madhu, Maharashtra is a post-poll alliance. It is not a pre-poll, because everyone before at the time of elections. No. BJP and Shiv Sena. Okay. Yes. So what has happened here in the Maharashtra? What has happened? Both have said that yes, Shiv Sena and BJP were in the pre-poll alliance, definitely. But again, if you look at the kind of situation what has prevailed, and then they have formed the government to come together. Okay, your point is like, can the party break a pre-poll alliance for post-poll alliance? Okay, yes. Point to be noted. Jyoti's point to be noted, and also Madhu's point to be noted here. Yes. So in that situation, the governor will take a call. In that situation, the governor will take a call. Madhu and Jyoti, both of you. In that situation, the governor will definitely, that is what I said, governor will take a call. But in the case of Bihar, JDU break the pre-poll alliance with RJD. Yes, definitely. See, what I'm saying is, whenever you have the very good chemistry, that is what, just a moment. See here, if you look at here, that is what it is. The crisis of democracy. It is decided by the governor, no doubt about it, because it is the governor which will invite the political parties to form the government. That is what a parallel crisis of democracy is unfolding in Manipur, one which also reflects on the state of Indian democracy, in general, where the mandate of people decided at periodic elections is increasingly being allowed to be twisted by the turncoat elected representatives to serve the end of their unique and grotesque power game. So definitely it is a crisis of democracy. Written agreement, it is, that is what I'm saying, chemistry, the understanding between both of them. And whatever is happening, that is what, whatever is happening is a, what is a, it is a crisis to the democracy itself, to the entire, which reflects on the state of Indian democracy, and the people's mandate is now going for a toss, Okay, now we'll come back to this. And the another development is that BJP has assumed power was that 7 more Congress MLAs defected to the ruling side. So definitely earlier, that is from the Congress had first 28. Fine. So when it has a 28 numbers, out of 28, 7 have sided with the BJP. 7 are sided with the BJP, that is the ruling party. So definitely first 1 and then 7. Totally the number from Congress, I mean the INC, it has reduced to 20, and the BJP it has become plus 8 with the, what you say, Congress MLAs siding towards the ruling political party. And the first defector was observed as a cabinet minister. Please do understand, when I'm talking here 1 plus 7, the one who have first gone has got the cabinet ministry. Has got the cabinet ministry. See, there definitely what the Nitesh Kumar, yes. Satya, in regards to your query, what the Nitesh Kumar has said that the government, I mean the Nitesh Kumar or else the government, Bihar government, that is JDU plus RJD, that is the Nitesh Kumar government, was unable to run the show, which was a transparent government without any corruption. So definitely, then after forming the government, it is not before the government, it is not before forming the government. Please do understand, Satya. Here in the case of Odisha Bihar, JDU plus RJD, it was after forming the government and after running for a certain period of time. Later on, they have been split. That means RJD has moved out of the giving support to the RJD. That is JDU moving out of RJD, and then again BJP coming to the rescue of JDU. JDU plus RJD, they have formed the government, and they have formed the government, they have run the show, fine. And then later on, it was JDU which has, it has become JDU minus RJD, and then later on it has become BJP plus JDU. Are you getting the point, Satya? So here it is not post-poll alliance. It is they have formed the government. After forming the government, they could not gel together. They could not run the show. They could not, what you say, run the government. That is why the RJD has, what you say, moved out of the alliance with the JDU, has moved out of the alliance with the RJD, and then for JDU, the BJP has come for the rescue. And then now BJP plus RJD, BJP plus JDU are in the government there. Satya, I think you got the point. And Jyoti says, sir, you said governor will decide. Is the discretionary power? It is the discretionary power, or else the governor will make sure that he will keep it to himself, and then he will send it to the president, and then when any no political party is able to form the government, so it will be a governor rule or the president's rule. You can call it as a governor rule. You can call it as a governor rule. And the first defector, the one who has defected, has got the cabinet minister, and the later on first has got the cabinet ministry, and the later one are just sitting in the opposition. They are sitting in the opposition benches, but they were all voting for the ruling party. Whenever there is the voting which takes place, they are all voting. The INC members who have defected, who have moved out of INC and then been part of the BJP, but only the one was, what do you say, being given the chief minister post, and the seven later on seven continued to sit in the opposition. Please to understand this very technical point here, very technical point. The seven were not part of the BJP, seven were not part of INC, seven were not part of BJP, but seven were not part of INC, and they were sitting in the opposition benches, but voted all along with the ruling party. In the ruling party. Why? Because the speaker hasn't taken the disqualifying the seven INC members. That is the legislators. Are you getting the point here? The petitions later on, there were petitions for the disqualification of the eight were left unheeded by the speaker. So it is the again discretionary power of speaker in regards to disqualifying an legislator or a lawmaker when he or she is shifting a stand from one political party to another political party, from one political party to another political party. So this is very, very important, and this speaker hasn't, what do you say, gone ahead with listening or acting towards the petitions in regards to disqualifying the eight INC members, but the speaker hasn't. He has just sat on it for almost more than 3 years. But what has happened is later on the Supreme Court has intervened. This is very, very important for prelims and also for mains point of view of better understanding that later on the Supreme Court has intervened. Supreme Court has intervened, and then it said that to the speaker, it has ordered to the speaker that the first defector who is having the cabinet ministry or the minister should be, what you said, disqualified, should be disqualified. In fact, it was the Supreme Court which was repeatedly saying to the speaker, but speaker was also again repeatedly postponing it. He was not heeding to the direction of the Supreme Court. But when the Supreme Court has given very limited time, that is in a couple of days you need to take the action, then the speaker has disqualified the first defector on March 28, 2020. Are you getting the point here? The Supreme Court is coming to the action in regards to the disqualification of the member who is defecting from one political to another political party. So look at here, for more than 3 years, a legislator who has won on one political party because of the people's mandate of the people, but he has shifted to Y political party and is the cabinet minister for almost 3.5 years, almost more than 3 years, close to 3.5 years. And that was the, what you say, the Supreme Court has intervened and it has said, yes, go ahead with this, action. Go ahead with this action. And this is action which has to be taken, and it was ordered by the Supreme Court. And what is the, can anyone tell me what is that, why did the Supreme Court intervene? Now the question I'm putting forward to you all, that can anyone say that on what basis the Supreme Court has intervened into the discretionary powers of the speaker in regards to disqualifying a member, in regards to disqualifying a legislator who is shifting the stand from one political party to another political party, wherein the number is not 2/3, because the number has been increased to 2/3 in 2003 by the 91st Amendment Act. I have asked a question. How can the Supreme Court intervene? How can the Supreme Court intervene into the speaker's discretionary powers of disqualifying? The Supreme Court in fact said not to enter to that cabinet minister judicial review. No, no, it is not judicial review. I am talking about which article pertains to it. According to which article the Supreme Court has intervened in regards to the disqualification or the MLA shifting from one political party to another political party. Which article? According to which article? I would wait for that for the entire class. Is anyone coming up with that? And the rest 7 other defectors remained unpenalized. So the speaker has taken action against one, but there are another 7 INC legislators. The Congress moved the Manipur High Court. The Congress has moved to the Manipur High Court. So definitely now the Congress has put up the case, or it has taken up the case. A petition has been filed in the Manipur High Court. Jyoti says because its number of moving MLAs was not 2/3 of its whole number. Fine, accepted. But which article provides which article? As per which article the Supreme Court has intervened? Okay, Supreme Court says that whenever the functioning of the assemblies, state assemblies are going absurd, then we will interfere. But there is one article. As per that article, the Supreme Court has intervened. Can anyone please come up with that? And the High Court now, that is the Manipur High Court, has took the cue. That is the case earlier from the earlier Supreme Court. So what I said is the Supreme Court has come up with the decision that it said that the cabinet minister should not be entered into the assembly. That was a statement, or that was the order given by the Supreme Court, that the cabinet minister, that is the one INC member who has shifted the stand, should not enter the assembly, and then has asked the speaker to disqualify within very stipulated time. Naresh, are you there? Naresh, are you there? And also it has directed the speaker to dispose the case as the soonest, but after the election to the state's lone Rajya Sabha seat. So what is important here is we are talking about the Manipur High Court now, because the Congress has gone ahead with filing the case or the petition in the Manipur High Court in regards to the 7 Congress MLAs to be disqualified. And when it has approached, when the INC has approached the Manipur High Court, and what the Manipur High Court has said is that it has asked the Speaker of the House, the Speaker of the Manipur Assembly, to go ahead with disposing the case. What case? That is in regards to the disqualification. Yes, Venkatesh, very good. Very good, Venkatesh. Very good. 142 is the right answer. Absolutely right, Venkatesh. It is the Article 142 which provides, or which can, the Supreme Court can intervene into the functioning of the assembly, wherein it is affecting the people's mandate. And the Manipur High Court has asked the speaker to dispose the case at the soonest, but after the state's lone Rajya Sabha election. So we have seen Rajya Sabha elections yesterday for 19 Rajya Sabha seats across India. Yesterday there was an election which has taken place. I don't know whether you are following it. Entire 19 Rajya Sabha seats across the country in various states. 19 Rajya Sabha states fell vacant, and yesterday it was the election which has taken place. And what the Manipur High Court has said to the speaker is to dispose the case at the soonest, but after the election of the state's lone Rajya Sabha. So Manipur has one Rajya Sabha seat. Manipur has one Rajya Sabha seat. Yes, one Rajya Sabha seat. So what the Manipur High Court has said is, after the election of the Rajya Sabha, that is of the entire 19 Rajya Sabha seat elections which is going on in the entire country, after that you go ahead with, that is yesterday was the June 19, yesterday was the election for the Rajya Sabha seats, that which are falling vacant every 6 years, 6 years and every 2 years, that is for 2 years it falls vacant. Until this was done, the High Court placed a ban on the 7 MLAs from entering the assembly. So till this was done, the High Court. So High Court, what it has done is, so once till the Speaker will not disqualify, the High Court said there should be a ban on the 7 MLAs, from entering the assembly. Are you getting the point? The Manipur High Court has said that the Speaker of the House should go ahead with disposing the case as soon as possible, but only after the state goes ahead with the Rajya Sabha election, because in the entire India 19 seats were vacant, and also the Manipur High Court also has placed a ban on the 7 MLAs entering into the assembly. So look at it. What we are trying to focus in the entire explanation, my explanation is, please do understand, the speaker, the powers of the speakers, the role of the speaker, the power of the speaker, the role of the speaker. Fine. And then in regards to the anti-defection law, that is which year? 1985. Am I right? Yeah, 1985. Which 52nd Amendment Act, 1985. 52nd Amendment Act. And then again later on there was amendment. There was later on amendment to the, what you say, by the 91st Amendment Act, that it has to be increased to 23rd, sorry, 2/3 of the majority, and this 91st Amendment Act was in the year 2003. So this is very important, that is in regards to the anti-defection law. And after that we have also looked at the High Court, first is Supreme Court intervention, and then the High Court, Manipur High Court intervention. So these four are very, very important: speaker's role, power, and then anti-defection law, and then what do you say, speaker's role and power. When we are talking about, it is the disqualification of the MLA, and then the Manipur High Court. So these are the one which are very, very important in regards to the nutshell of entire the discussion what we have taken up today. So please do take it into short notes: the speaker, anti-defection law, and then under anti-defection law the year and then all that, and then Supreme Court verdict, and then the Manipur High Court verdict. And now we will look at the jumping ship. And BJP, however, has more to worry now. So definitely there is a cause of concern for the BJP, because the National People Party, which has 4 MLAs, that is the biggest now, it is also wanting to move out of the BJP. It is also wanting to move out of the BJP led alliance. It also wanted to move out of the BJP led alliance, and then it wanted to, what do you say, support, and it wanted to support the Congress, that is the opposition. And they are pledging the support, that is on June 7th. This has taken up on June 17th, that the National People's Party, they wanted to move out of the BJP led alliance, and then they wanted to support the Congress on June 17th. And this is the, what do you say, now the jumping ship is taking place. And along with them, that is along with the 4 NPP MLAs, one MLA from Trinamool Congress, and one independent MLA also, what do you say, jump shift and join the Congress camp. Now look at, why are we looking at all this? This is what they are shifting stance, once from Congress to BJP, and again now BJP to, what do you say, alliance, that is BJP led alliance. Again from they are coming back to the Congress camp. So this is the disturbing trend which is happening in our, what do you say, Indian democracy, or in the entire assembly itself. And this is the need of the hour that we need to change this kind of what you say shift, wherein they are going against the mandate of the people. Please do understand, they in the sense everyone from X to Y, again Y to X, or X to Y and Y to Z again, or X to Y and then Y and Z again coming back to X. So this is not a good sign in the democracy. It is a crisis to the democracy itself, and that is what is that we are focusing. I am focusing in this entire article, that is the speaker, as I said, anti-defection, as I said, and also in regards to the Supreme Court verdict, High Court verdict, that is a ruling. And now we are focusing on the kind of what you say shift which is happening, that is the defectors. So we are all, I mean, we are looking at all this as a defectors, the defectors which are happening, and the 4 of the 7 Congress defectors have also decided to return to the Congress. So the first I have said 1 plus 7. So first I said Congress had 28, and then BJP had 21, and then from this Congress, first one has shifted, he has got a cabinet minister first, and then the later 7 have got, fine, and then 7 were just sitting in the opposition, but they were voting for the ruling political party, and out of these 7 again 4 have decided to come back to the Congress camp. So look at this, what is happening, which is not at all accepted, because it is a people's representative, the mandate of the people. The mockery is happening to the mandate of the people. It is a mockery to the mandate, people's mandate. It is a mockery to the people's mandate, fine, and it is definitely mockery to the elections itself. And then Madhu says, but only first defector not allowed to vote, and all 7 MLAs voted. Yes, that is what. But what did the court, what did the court say? That is what I have emphasized. The court, till this was done, the High Court placed a ban on the 7 MLAs from entering the assembly, but it was done. That is why the BJP, however, has more worry now, because the 4 MLAs, this out of the 7 MLAs, now 4 MLAs are coming back to the Congress camp. That is the point. That is the point. Madhu, what you said is right. But again, there is a problem to the BJP-led government in Manipur. And Chetan says, sir, what are the reasons for shifting of MLAs in Manipur? Okay. So what are the reasons? Okay, last we will look at Chetan. Last. I will definitely put that point last. It is mentioned in our entire explanation. I will also take up. And if they remain not disqualified, that is, this all of them, if they are remain still not disqualified, and if they are allowed to vote, but still the BJP will have, if at all, if the BJP will also, what you say, win the seat or lose the seat, there would be a lot of disturbances wherein the BJP will definitely has to experience in the future, in the near future. And we have seen that on May 19, 2020 in the morning, the speaker has heard and disposed, look at it, because it was on May 19th, yesterday itself, the election, one Rajya Sabha election has to take place in Manipur. And then what the High Court has said, that they should not enter into the assembly, that 7 people. But what the speaker has done is, morning of May 19, that is yesterday itself, the speaker has heard and disposed. Please do understand, he has heard the case and he has disposed the case, because what the court has said is, at the earlier, the speaker has to dispose the case, but only after the Rajya Sabha elections. But he said, but only after the Rajya Sabha elections. Please do understand, otherwise I'll make you once again. Yeah, here, see, look at the speaker, that is a High Court, Manipur High Court, has directed the speaker, please look into it, has directed the speaker to dispose of the case at the soonest, but after the elections to the state's lone Rajya Sabha seat that was scheduled on June 19. But what the speaker has done? The speaker has, in the morning of the speaker has heard and disposed of the case of the 3 defectors. Still the BJP camp, although there is High Court directive. It is June, it is not May, extremely sorry, it is June 19, June 29, June 19. So even though there is a directive by the High Court, but the speaker has gone ahead with disposing the case of the 3 defectors still in the BJP camp, although there is a High Court directive that the hearing should not be before the Rajya Sabha elections, and exonerated in the sense forgiven or pardoned them so they could vote. That is what Madhu was saying. That is what Madhu was saying. The others have voted in favor of BJP. No, 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 no. It is June. It is absolutely June. June. I'm extremely sorry for the what do you say key typing error. Typing error. It is June. That is yesterday. Yesterday itself. You can understand this. See, but on June 19, 2020, in the morning, the speaker has heard and disposed of the cases of the three defectors still in the BJP camp. Although there is a High Court directive. What is High Court directive? That you should not take, or you should take only action. You should dispose the case only after the scheduled June 19, 2020. After the Rajya Sabha seat elections. So June 19th. So definitely it is after the June after the June 19th, and on June 19th morning he has taken this decision, even though it was against the directive of the Manipur High Court, and exonerated, pardoned, forgiven or pardoned them, that is the MLS, and then they were ready to vote in support of or getting that one Rajya Sabha seat for the BJP. Are you getting the point, Jyoti? Should I explain once again? Any confusion? Anyone? Please let me know. Are you all clear? So only one. This is June 19. June 19, 2020. Yes, that is why they voted in favor of. Now, that is what I have said. The first point what in our discussion is the reforms to the powers, role and powers of the speakers. Is there a need in India? Is there a need in India, or the need of the hour, for the reforms of the role and power of the speaker? And even if the BJP, with the help of the speaker's controversial ruling, so definitely it is a controversial ruling, wins the Rajya Sabha seat, trouble for the coalition can hardly be said over. So definitely there will be a trouble for the coalition government. Wow, one is extremely likely that the intervention would come from the High Court. So definitely High Court would definitely intervene now. Point on the election and selective disposal of the disqualification cases taken up by the speaker. So definitely again the High Court will intervene on the speakers what do you say disposing the case, wherein the High Court has given a direction that it should happen after the June 19, that is after the election to the Rajya Sabha. So the Speaker's Tribunal overruling the High Court directive. So this is very important. Speaker's Tribunal overruling the High Court directives. So look at the discretionary powers what the speaker is exhibiting here in the Manipur case, in the Manipur Assembly. Speaker's Tribunal, that is his the way he has gone ahead with taking up the case. Speaker's Tribunal overruling the High Court directives, and this will be on based on this there would be a question in the mains. Are you all getting the point? And this, please, key phrase, you please write it in your book. Please write it in your book. That is the Speaker's Tribunal, that is Manipur Assembly Speaker's Tribunal overruling the Manipur High Court directive, and therefore there would be what you say a trouble for the coalition. And the second point is the opposition is now demanding a no confidence motion. So now the opposition is demanding a no confidence motion in the house against the government, because we have seen many political parties, I mean the MLAs, even from the Trinamool Congress and Independent, and then NPP is also moving out, and then the out of 7, 4 are getting back to the Congress camp. So definitely now the opposition party is wanting or demanding a no confidence motion against the government. It remains to be seen where this will lead to, definitely, or if the reins of power will allow a non-partisan decision of the assembly. So reins of power, so definitely the kind of, what you say, power which is being exhibited, will that go ahead with a non-partisan decision in the assembly is the question mark now. And there can be no dispute. That means there is compulsory, there is a danger. There can be no dispute in the sense there is a danger. There is a danger in the law. That is what I've said first. The rule, the law. There is a, what do you say, there is a threat to the law itself being made a, so law is being made as a subordinate function of power. Laws are being made the subordinate functions of power. Laws are being made the subordinate function of power, and this is very, very important, that there is a danger to the law itself, because law is being made subordinate function of the power. Are you all getting it? So the conclusion is the example of Karnataka. So we are just, what do you say, focused on Manipur because it's the latest one, but it has happened in Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. We have seen all these cases earlier show the utter failure of the anti-defection law. So what is important is a reform or a change or amendment to the anti-defection law. Is there a need to go ahead with reform or amendment to the anti-defection law? Because it was in the year 1985, 2003 amendment, and now when is the question mark. That is with the 52nd Amendment Act it has come up, and the 91st Amendment Act in 2003, and these are all very, very important for the prelims point of view. Anti-defection law in curbing the brazen subversion in the sense deteriorating condition of electoral mandate. That is very, very important here. The concept, very important keyword is electoral mandate by the legislators who get elected on the ticket of one political party but do not find it inconvenient. But means it is very easy, it is very convenient for them to shift to another political party. Why? Due to the lure of ministerial birth or financial gains. Who has asked this point? Chetan has asked it, I think. Yeah, Chetan has asked, sir, what are the reason for shifting of MLS? Not only in Manipur, anywhere in general, is that is due to the lure in the sense like you have been attracted. Chetan. Lure of ministerial birth or financial gain. Could be. These are the reasons why they keep shifting the stance. Fine. And the question for the day is the role of the speaker. The role of the speaker who has the authority to decide upon defections. The role of the speaker who has the authority to decide upon the defections has been utilized. Please look at this very keenly. Has been utilized by the ruling parties, as Jyoti was saying, or Jyoti was trying to put forward the view, utilized by the ruling parties to engineer defection. So it is not a, what you say, a defection which is happening naturally by the individual legislators. This is engineered defection, and this is a keyword, engineered defection. There could be possibility that this word could be in the mains examination in the polity. Engineered defection. So we have seen defection, anti-defection, and then engineered defection. Engineered defection in the sense you are planning. Engineered is you are planning everything, that the MLAs shift from one political party to another political party, or the party which is in power, or the party which is in opposition can also engineer defection, the way it has happened in Madhya Pradesh. It was an engineered defection in Madhya Pradesh. Are you getting the point? It was an engineered defection in Madhya Pradesh, because we have seen in Madhya Pradesh the Kamalnath government, which was, what do you say, the power, which was in the power, and then now we have seen after the engineered defection, we have seen the Shivraj Singh Chauhan government, which is in power now. So that was an engineered defection. So parties to engineer defection without inviting immediate disqualification. So what is important is immediate disqualification is not happening. In some cases, legislators have also adhered to the law in letter. They have adhered to the law in letter, if not in spirit, but not in letter and spirit, but only in letter and not in spirit, by utilizing the option of outright resignation. So definitely they are resigning, but they are still, what do you say, disqualification is not happening. They are resigning, but their disqualification is not happening. Disqualification happens only then the elections take place. So this is the question. So please go ahead with writing, attempt to write this answer. I go ahead with once again the question. The role of a speaker who has the authority to decide upon defections has been utilized by ruling parties to engineer defections without inviting immediate disqualification in some cases, comma. Legislators have also adhered to the law in letter, if not in spirit, by utilizing the option of outright resignation. So they will resign it. What we have seen in Karnataka, they will resign it. Again, they will get the, what do you say, they will contest from the other political party, and then the political party which is in government, which is the government of the day, and then they will win. The way it has happened in Karnataka, recently. So I hope everyone have understood this effectively in regards to speaker, anti-defection law, High Court, Supreme Court, and then in regards to the way we have seen the kind of situation, that is the disqualification which is not happening, and then the merger is happening. So I feel it was very informative, knowledgeable session for you all. So do like the video, share the video, subscribe the video, that is Let's Crack UPSC CS English, and then make sure that you also go ahead with one, whenever you're going ahead with the subscription, that is 12 or 24-month subscription, you do use my code SBT10, that is Sandeep Bhushan Thummala 10, wherein you will can avail 10% discount. And the channel which you have is also UPSC CS English 10 minutes, and the telegram link is Let's Crack UPSC CS English. And my telegram link, wherein you can be part of my telegram link, is t.me/Sandeep Bhushan SBT, t.me/Sandeep Bhushan SBT. And also you can message to my WhatsApp number, that is my WhatsApp number is 9292003111, wherein any doubts or any queries in regards to preparation, you can WhatsApp to my number. And while you are subscribing, do use my code SBT10, and I would say thank you to all, everyone. Venkatesh, Jyoti, Chetan, Madhu, Satya, David Raj, Naresh, Vishu Murli. To you also, Vishu Murli, very good morning, welcome, and then also thank you. Vishu. I think your first time you have joined, Vishnu. Sorry, Vishnu. I'm extremely sorry. Vishnu Murli, first time have you joined? Are you part of my class for the first time? So Thank you and all the best. And then see you again at 7:30 a.m. on Monday, and also 10:15 a.m. and also 10:15 a.m. on Monday. And then take care of your health. Make sure that you are in the right mode of preparation. Take care of your physical and then mental health. Thank you, and all the best. And see you again on Monday, 7:30 a.m. and also 10:15 a.m. on Monday itself. Study well, crack the exam as soon as possible. That is the one who are giving in 2020, crack the exam. 2021, you will crack the exam.